So you have your data and you know the insights you want to share. And now it's time to build an interface. So today we're going to take that raw data and structure it into a web application. Let's now take a look at building our very first Dash app. So every Dash app is composed of two parts, the layout and the interactivity. And today we'll take a look at building the layout of this bar chart. So to begin, I've created a pandas data frame with fruit quantities across multiple cities. Then we use the plotly express function to create a bar chart by passing in the correct properties. By setting the bar mode to group, Plotly takes the bars that share the same x-axis category and places them right next to each other. Finally, we build out the app.layout as a tree of components using wrappers like html.Div and dcc.Graph. The dcc.Graph component takes in the figure object that we previously defined, and since Dash is a declarative framework, meaning we simply describe what we want the interface to look like, Dash handles the rendering of the HTML and JavaScript in the browser. So let's now take a quick look at the dcc.Graph component. This component renders plotly charts right in your app. And the underlying library actually supports over 70 different chart types, but today we're building a scatter plot. So to begin, we first load in the CSV data into a pandas data frame. Then we use the plotly express function to build a figure, mapping the GDP on the x-axis to life expectancy on the y, with the bubble sizes determined by population size. Finally, we drop that figure straight into a dcc.Graph component in our layout, and Dash handles the heavy lifting, instantly giving us a fully interactive chart right in the browser. So, beyond graphs, the Dash Core Components module, or DCC, provides a complete toolkit of interactive UI components. And because Dash is declarative, configuring these is as easy as passing in keyword arguments in Python. So in this two-column layout, on the left side, we feature filtering tools. We have a dropdown, a multi-select version of this dropdown triggered by the multi-equals-true property, and radio buttons. We pass in the available options as a list and set the default to something like Montreal. On the right, we add checkboxes, a text input, and a slider, where we define the exact range and also use custom labels using the marks property. These core components form the interactive backbone of your app, letting users easily filter and interact with the data that they see. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video where we cover the second part of building a Dash app, the callbacks.